Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're moving past the usual self-help stuff.
Yeah, we're tackling something trickier.
That feeling, when you finally get that big success and it just feels empty.
Exactly. We're doing a deep dive into finding yourself.
Looking at how ambition, purpose, and that kind of disillusionment all connect.
Right. When getting what you want isn't actually what you wanted.
So the sources we're using today are pretty interesting.
They are. They mix the practical with the philosophical, which I think is key here.
We've got personal stories, childhood dreams, tech patents, career shifts.
And also high-profile examples, plus some deeper spiritual perspectives, like from Matthew chapter 25.
Our goal, really, is to figure out why chasing the goal often feels better than actually catching it.
And maybe find some clues about lasting fulfillment along the way.
So the big question we're putting out there for you, the listener, comes straight from the material. Was I ever really lost if the striving felt so right?
It's a good one. Why does the quest itself sometimes feel more meaningful than the prize?
It seems to boil down to where you place your focus, doesn't it?
It does. A lot of people, they build their whole identity around some future thing, a job title, an achievement.
And then what happens when they get it? Or, maybe worse, when the reality of it isn't the dream.
Well, that carefully constructed identity can just collapse. The dream gets crushed by the actual work.
Let's dig into that. The source uses a great example. Wanted to be a fireman as a kid.
Right, a classic heroic dream, service, bravery, all that.
But then comes the reality check.
Exactly. The ideal of, running into burning buildings, that gets quickly swapped out.
For what? The routine, the tough parts.
Yeah, the source mentions dealing with the blood and guts of car wreck victims in training. It's jarring.
So if your whole focus was just on that shiny, heroic ideal.
The moment reality hits hard, that identity you build, it shatters. And the disillusionment is, well, pretty crushing. A lot of people just drop out then.
And this isn't just about first jobs, right? It happens at the absolute top, too.
Oh, absolutely. The source points to Taylor Swift, which is a really compelling case.
I mean, talk about peak success, fame, money, acclaim.
Everything you could seemingly want. Yet she talked about deep professional disillusionment.
And it wasn't about failing, was it? It was something else.
No, that's the fascinating part. It was the system impacting her success. She felt, and I think this is the quote, stripped of her life's work.
Right, when her music catalog was sold without her say-so.
Exactly. She achieved the massive goal, creating this huge body of successful work, but then lost control, lost ownership. That's a specific, profound kind of disillusionment.
Yeah, and the source contrasts her public image, that polished showgirl, with the reality behind the scenes, the constant pressure to be perfect, to keep feeding the machine.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly draining, and probably ultimately pretty unfulfilling on its own.
So it brings us to this core idea. Success by itself, if it's disconnected from something deeper.
It's just not enough. It can feel hollow. And this isn't new.
Okay, so that's where the ancient texts come in.
Right. The source argues that this feeling of emptiness, it's been understood for a long time. That's why it brings in Matthew chapter 25.
How does being alert to what is spiritually significant help with something like, your life's work being sold?
Well, the material points to this teaching about the kingdom of heaven being present, like right now and always.
Okay.
So the instruction is to be awake to what's meaningful in life moment to moment. And crucially, the source is that can be nearly everything.
So not just banking everything on one future outcome.
Exactly. If all your meaning is tied up in something fragile, like owning your catalog or having the perfect job title, you're vulnerable. The argument is that real significance has to be found in the present through your actions, maybe through service, not just the end result or the applause.
Which ties back to the idea that the journey, the pursuit, might be the more valuable part.
Precisely. The source really digs into the mechanics of the chase.
What makes the chase so satisfying then?
It's the process itself. It demands purpose, right? It makes you grow. You have to keep taking action.
So it's inherently motivating.
Yeah, it provides a sustainable meaning. But the moment you actually get the thing, poof, often the motivation just evaporates.
Leading to that drop in motivation and a new, unfulfilled desire.
Exactly. The anticipation, the struggle, the feeling of becoming something, that's where a lot of the fulfillment actually is.
The author uses their own life story to show this, starting way back.
Yeah, childhood dreams in the 50s. You see that drive really early on.
Like wanting to be an electronic technician at 6.
Driven by curiosity about technology, then it morphed into radio, writing.
Pretending to do newscasts, writing news late at night.
Even spinning records in a barn. It was the pursuit of the creative and technical, fueled by imagination.
And that led straight into radio professionally. Success came fast, too.
Morning show, first rock show on that station, built confidence. It seemed like the dream realized.
But then the system kind of chipped away at it.
Yeah, the creative parts got squeezed out. He got moved to a late afternoon slot, working crazy hours, midnight finish, 6 a.m. start. And then the kicker, forced to broadcast Cardinals baseball on FM, which he apparently hated.
So the grind and losing that creative control, that kills the dream too.
Absolutely. And the feeling of disconnection, speaking into a microphone for people you can't even imagine. Isolation.
Plus not much money either, right?
Barely enough to buy a Coke, the source says. The glamour wasn't real. It was pure disillusionment.
Which led to a pretty big pivot. Quitting and joining the Navy.
A huge shift. But the Navy saw his technical skills.
Right, designing transmitters and receivers. High-level stuff.
Very high level. Dealing with potential catastrophic failure on ships, they called them field engineers.
Not just repair guys.
No, designers. People who could figure out how to fix complex systems even after, say, a torpedo hit when a ship was dead in the water. Real pressure, real problem solving.
That sounds incredibly challenging, yet the source says even then, sometimes he was bored. Like in engineering courses.
This is the key insight, isn't it? He was only truly engaged when there was a difficult problem to solve or something new to design.
Routine work, even complex routine work, wasn't enough.
Nope. If it lacked that creative design spark or a serious challenge, the interest just faded. The job title didn't matter. The nature of the task did.
So looking back at radio, the Navy, all that technical work, what were the common threads? What really brought satisfaction?
He nailed it down to 5 core things.
Yeah.
Challenge, creativity, variety, communication, and helping others.
Those 5 elements needed to be there.
Yeah. If the work hit all 5, it felt meaningful. And the big takeaway was learning you have to challenge yourself constantly. You have to actually put yourself into your work, use your unique skills.
Otherwise, even a prestigious job can feel empty.
Exactly. No title saves you from boredom if you aren't genuinely engaged.
And those technical skills kept driving things, even later on.
Absolutely. AI development was apparently his favorite technical career phase. And then in retirement, 2 creative patents,
The source mentions those, one for reusing data center heat,
which is a huge environmental plus.
and another for computer architecture that speeds things up.
How much? By like 1,000 to 10,000 times. It's kind of mind-blowing.
Wow, a 10,000x increase. That really shows the level of challenge and creativity involved in just chasing that solution. It perfectly illustrates those 5 elements.
It really does. But then there's another interesting pivot.
Moving from the technical roles into management and even pastoring.
Right. And the source notes that leaving those roles was actually harder than leaving radio or the Navy jobs earlier.
Suggesting the focus of satisfaction shifted.
It seems like it shifted from what he was designing hardware systems to who he was serving or helping.
So how do those core technical drivers, challenge, design, translate into service and personal fulfillment?
Well, think about it. Technical problem solving is often fundamentally about serving others, isn't it?
Fixing a ship saves lives. Making data centers greener helps everyone.
Exactly. You're using your specific talents to fix a problem, to ease a burden. The source puts it beautifully. True fulfillment comes from finding yourself in love, serving others.
So moving into management or pastoring was just applying those same core skills, challenge, communication, design, to human systems instead of technical ones.
That seems to be the connection. It's still problem solving, still requires creativity and communication.
And the source gives some really down-to-earth examples of this service idea too.
It does, which is lovely. It moves beyond the big career stuff. True meaning found in simple acts.
Like making his wife coffee.
And seeing her smile, or watching his kids and grandkids happy. That daily, tangible service offered something the big career couldn't.
So while finding purpose can feel kind of abstract,
The source is very clear on one requirement for everyone.
which is?
You absolutely have to use the talents and aptitudes you have. Don't hide them, don't bury them.
That sounds like the parable of the talent from Matthew 25 again.
Directly referencing it. And it
Yeah.
gives concrete examples. Sing for people, fight fires, bring someone coffee, make data centers eco-friendly, help fix a port.
Babysit, listen to someone hurting, give
Yeah.
to the poor.
Exactly. Whatever your skill is, mechanical, intellectual, emotional, the message is, use it, deploy it to help others.
It really brings together the 2 perspectives needed, doesn't it? Looking inward,
To know your skills, find your challenges.
And looking outward.
To see the needs around you and figure out, okay, that's where I fit, that's where I can contribute.
So fulfillment isn't just handed to you. It's about actively weaving your unique abilities into the world's needs.
Yeah, the big takeaway from all this material seems to be that fulfillment isn't really about the job title or the salary number.
It's more about consistently building those key elements: challenge, creativity, communication, variety, and service into your life.
Into whatever you're doing. And that ties right back to Matthew 25.
Use the you've been given.
Or you'll be diminished. It's a strong warning against just coasting or staying bored.
So the challenge the material leaves us with is pay attention.
Pay attention to your own life. Learn from it. The clues about what genuinely satisfies you, they're already there in your past experiences, your successes, even your failures.
You just need to notice them and consciously bring them into your present.
It's a call to be deliberate about it.
That's powerful. And that final thought the source leaves us with, it connects everything.
Our answer is God. God's answer is us. Together we make the world better.
It suggests finding your own purpose isn't just a personal quest for happiness.
It links it intrinsically to contributing something larger, to making the world better somehow. Definitely something to chew on this week.